just going to be going for a quick review of the warning and warn command for my, whatever I call this. Wait. How to make a warning system with Kite. So, first, we're going to show how to create the warning, how to create the warn itself, as I don't know if all users were able to create it properly. Though, let's start with the command context. Command context for the warn will be in server and integration types server install. The command permission will be required permissions and kick member. This will be the lowest required permission for this command to be used. User will be user right here. Description is optional, as you can choose whatever you want it to be. And then argument type user. I recommend having it required so that you don't come into any issues of the user that's running the action to not put in the argument itself. Reason is just the reason why the warning is being added, the message that's given to the warnings itself. The set stored variable will be warnings, scoped by guild.id, then arg user.id. The user comes from the argument name itself. So since I have the name user here, this variable will be named user from argument user. Then I'm specifying that I want the ID of the user will be right here. Append. So there will not be any way to delete this warning. I will not be assisting in helping to make an area to delete this. And that's that. Append will automatically push on the message and the moderator that did this though. So moderator user.username, which is going to mark the person that ran the action. So my name being Vaztinix. It will automatically say Vaztinix wrote this reason. So the reason will be arg reason then whatsoever. Create response message. If you go to edit message, which is where I have it, you can do this in the text. Though with this part, the image, you cannot do it there. It would just show a file type or even the link itself. I have it saying warned user pinging the person that ran the command, and then arg user.mention. This shows the person that they have selected and mentions them in the response message that they have ran this warning on this user. So my name, if I ran this on me, let's use alt as the example, alt 10F D0F, Vaztinix. Alt has successfully been Alt has successfully been warned for reason. Let's say spamming. It will show up like that. Then if I chose Alt as the reason, the person I'm banning, or why banning? Warning, it will show his avatar in the top corner here. And then this is just my footer. You don't even have to have a footer. It does not matter whatsoever. Now we're going to go to the warning itself. How to view and staff viewing as well. So this path right here where my mouse is hovering will allow the user to view their own. And this over here has the ability to view for staff and will condition if they have the proper permission to view it. If not, it will give them a no access. So going to the comparison condition, base value will be arg user. I have this argument named user. Again, optional description. It does not have to be what I have. which is supposed to be warnings, but whatsoever. And then the type will be user. Do not have argument required, because it's just going to make it harder, really, and it's just not what you want. If you don't enter anything in there, it will automatically go to this condition. If you do, it will have to go through this, and it's just not easy. So, comparison condition, arg, user, match condition, equal, no value. Do not put anything in there, because that proves that you have left this empty. The get stored variable, you're getting warnings from where you made the warning itself. Guild.id through user.id for the scope. Create response message, you can again use the text, though in this I use the embed. So it's gonna be my warnings, but whatever. Results, panda smile, which is the results from right here, which you can use a temporary variable, nothing is stopping you. So my results, if I name it that, if I don't spell things wrong, which would be nice, go over. It will not have the result in the front of it. It will be VAR for variable instead. Open parenthesis, single quote, then my results, which I believe is why I named it. Let me check real quick. Yeah, my results. My results. Close it with another single quote. Close it with another parenthesis. Then use two close curly brackets. Then you'll get that results of the variable the same way as you would be using its results name. And then I have this little message here, so it does not error out if nothing comes in. Because if there's no message, your response is automatically going to error because there's no description, no message for it to provide. Either name or title or both has to be filled out, and the description has to be filled out. The thumbnail, all these parts are optional. None of this matters. Though this part will show the user's avatar, similar to the warn. Now going to the else, going to user condition. User, going down, match condition, match user has permission. One selected, which would be kick members for the lowest permission required. Get stored variable, warnings, scope, guild.id, arg, user.id. Again, the user is the argument name, and .id specifies I want the ID of the user that I have chosen. Create response message will allow me to view all that, which this should be warnings, but that does not matter right now. You do not have to worry about that. So now we have warnings, then the username. This can be either username or name. It does not matter. They both work. Though I'm just going to use username for the showcase. So warnings, not notes. Arg, user, username. Here are the current listed notes, which would be, again, warnings for arg, user.mention. This doesn't matter if you do not have this part in this message, as you already have a series of string which will allow the message not to error out. Go to match user. You have equal, then user. Go to comparison condition, arg user.id. Match condition would be equal to user.id. Get stored variable, warnings, scope, guild.id, arg user.id. As specified earlier, users for the argument, .id specifies I want the ID of the user. Create response message, warnings, results, turtle brush is the result name I have for this. Though if I want to give it a new name like ultimate or whatever, I really care, you just go straight to there, embed, VAR, open parenthesis, single quote, ultimate, the name I gave that stored variable, close it with a single quote, then close it with a closed parenthesis, then close it with 2 curly brackets. This message is required again, as if nothing shows here, you need to have a place where it can automatically show that there's no warnings or there is warnings. So if there is absolutely nothing here and it just picks up nothing, it will error if this is not here. If this is here, it will not error because there's a value to give it. Else, create a response message. This is where we come to the erroring. If they do fail this, it will go to no access. User, you do not have permission to use this command on this user. Same down here, create response message, edit message, no access, user, you do not have permission to use this command on this user. That should put an end to this showcase. I hope this does you guys well. And this is the first time I have used my voice for any of my showcases whatsoever. So I do apologize if I'm not good at narration, which I do expect. Well, thank you for watching this, and we'll see you on the next showcase.